I'm not teaching, I'm publicly learning. Hi and welcome to Learning from Life in UK test part 391, Reformation to the Glorious Revolution, part 3, or 2? Part 3. While doing morning stretching, and if you participate in the morning stretching, that is at your own risk. 1640. That is the time of Charles I. Now we're having the time of the English Civil War. And we're having two monarchs, Charles I and Oliver Cromwell, the Lord Protector. The year 1640, Charles I tries to introduce a revised prayer book on Scotland, causing rebellion. He recalls Parliament to try and raise money for an army to repel the Scots. The Protestant Puritan Parliament refuses to give Charles the money, even after the Scottish invade. In 1641, a revolt begins in Ireland, where there is a royalist army. Cromwell eventually subdues the revolt with great violence, still remembered today. 1642, civil war begins between royalists, cavaliers. Civil war begins between royalist cavaliers loyal to Charles I and parliamentarian Roundheads. 1646, the Roundheads defeat Charles I's army at the Battle of Marston Moor in Nesby and taken prisoner. 1649, Charles I, who is unwilling to reach agreement with Parliament, is executed. 1658, Lord Protector Oliver Cromwell dies, and his son Richard Cromwell becomes Lord Protector. Now it all again. So it is 1640, and Charles I tries, as a monarch, to introduce a revised prayer book on the Presbyterian Church in Scotland. So he says, take this book, knowing the church. But it causes a rebellion. The people don't want it. And he tries now to get money from the Parliament to repel the Scots. But the Parliament is not giving him money, even after the Scottish army is invading England. And in Ireland also a revolt begins, which in 1641 Oliver Cromwell defeats. That was not written that way yet. And not differently, but one of its generals, Oliver Cromwell, was sent to Ireland, where the revolt, which began in 1641, still continued. He was said that the revolt began in 1641. By 1649, it was clear that the parliamentary army had won. After his campaign in Ireland and victory over Charles I at Worcester, Cromwell was recognized as leader. So was Oliver Cromwell actually in 1641 defeating or repelling the Irish rebellion, the rebellion in Ireland, while still Charles I was monarch? That is not clear from the text here. 1640, revisit a book on the Scottish Presbyterian Church that has the impact of a revolt by the Scottish people and also an invasion of the Scottish army, and Charles I doesn't get the money from Parliament to repel it or to stand against it. Then a revolt begins also in Ireland, and Oliver Cromwell smashes it down with so much violence that it is still remembered. In 1642, a civil war begins between the supporters of Charles I, the king, the royal cavaliers, and the supporters of the Parliament, the parliamentary Roundheads. And 1646, then, the Roundheads defeat Charles I's army at the Battle of Marston and Nesby. The king's army was defeated at the battles of Marston and Nesby. By 1646, it was clear that Parliament had won the war. Charles was held prisoner. Okay, maybe the battle was 1646. For the text it reads more, it was a year earlier. 1646, then the Battle of Marston and Nesby, heads win and Charles I's royal army is defeated. Charles I is taken prisoner and when in 1649, because he is still unwilling to reach an agreement with Parliament, executed. And Oliver Cromwell becomes Lord Protector, and he's called Lord Protector, and in 1658 he dies, and his son Richard Cromwell follows. If you're just here for the next things, then you can go to the next part. Otherwise, we're going to do the morning stretching. If you participate in that, with the arms. We are bringing one leg up, we're pulling it up, we're pointing the foot, and we move foot up and down, up and down. Now the other leg, we're pulling the knee up and we're pulling the point, we're flexing the foot. And now we are relaxing and white apart and we're breathing in. In. And out. Breathe in and cross the legs. Now the legs standing wide apart. You're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And out we're going to one side. And breathing in and out the rib cage. So breathe in. And out. And again in. And out in the middle. Breathing in. And out over to the other side. Breathing in. And out. Head up, bridge, breathe. Again in. And out in the middle. And the arms down. And now, the exercise, no one sees the back out drop. Breathe in. And on one hand slides down the leg. The other shoulder stays down. Breathing in. And out, we're taking one up. Breathing in. Now we're looking and out. And again in. Out over to the middle. And breathe in. And out the other hand slides down the leg and the shoulder stays down. Breathing in. And out to take one arm over. Breathe in and open rib cage. And again out. Again in. And out back into the middle. Now have the feet standing together. And we're doing the aeronautic, aerobatic, aeroplane. Breathing in and lifting the arms up. And out, one hand comes down. And breathe in and reach. And out. Again in. And out, one hand down. Breathe in and reach. And again out. Again in. Out, one hand down. Breathe in and reach. And again out. Breathing in. And out, one hand down. Breathe in and reach. And again out. That's now other legs standing wide apart. They are breathing in. And out we're going down, and we're just hanging down. This is basically more a leg stretch than a back stretch. So just breathe in through the nose deep into the chest. And again out. And again in through the nose into the chest. And out through the mouth. Again in. And
and in, and out, and again in, and out over to our leg, and breathe again in, and out, and again in, and out over to the other leg. Breathe again in, and out, and again in, and out into the middle. Now, close to the feet, and breathe again in, and out, and again in, and out, and again in, and out, and again in, and out. We're coming slowly up with the front back, and making at the top the backwards shoulder roll. And we're closing exercise. The exercise anymore in advance, the breathing in and going down. And out. Again in. Out. And again in. Out. Again in. And out. One last round. Breathe in. Out. Again in. Out. Again in and close the legs. And out. That was morning stretching. Thank you very much, and until next time.